Hey everyone, and welcome back to a second episode of my YouTube channel where we talk personal finance and investing. Today I want to talk about how to start to save and invest money. So, when I was 25 and barely married, I remember it was the first time that suddenly we had two incomes coming in, and it seemed like the most money that I've ever seen in my life, way more than I was making when I worked at Best Buy. And I remember Alyssa and I had about $4,000 in our bank account. That was the most money I've ever had. So, what I did is I called up one of my buddies who's a financial advisor for Merrill Lynch, and I said to him, I got some money, put me in the stock market. I'm ready to be the next Warren Buffett. And it was very interesting what he said to me is he said, well, David, how much money do you have? And I said, well, I have $4,000. And he said back to me, well, give me a call back when you have $40,000. And I was blown away. I thought all I needed was a little bit of money to get started in investing. But what I quickly learned is that most of the advice and everything that's out there is made for people with lots of money. And it's not made for people that only have a few dollars. So that led me on a journey of doing my own research to find where and how do I save my money and invest it. So since I was 25 4 years ago, I've developed a little bit of a strategy of how I like to save money and how I invest it. So the number one thing that I do first is develop an emergency fund. Some people call it a rainy day fund, but you need to save 3 to 6 months of expenses in that emergency fund. The second thing that I do is always, 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 if you work for a company, get your 401k company match. So my company that I work for does a 6% 401k match. Some companies do a 4%, some companies do 10%. And you should always make sure that you are at least contributing the minimum to make sure that you're getting the maximum employer match. Then the third step is to max out a traditional or Roth IRA account. And the maximum amount you can contribute for this is $5,500 in 2018. The fourth thing I do is I continue to max out the rest of my company's Roth 401k all the way up to $18,500 a year. Then the fifth place I invest and save my money is in an HSA account, which is a health savings account. So what most people don't know about a health savings account is that it's triple tax advantaged. First, you contribute the money tax-free. Second, your money can grow the interest and investments tax-free. And third, you can use it to purchase qualified expenses also tax-free. So it has the triple tax advantage of the HSA. The HSA contribution limits are different per person depending on your situation and insurance coverage. So the sixth place and last place that I put my money is the fun part. And this is where you get to start doing a little bit more of your own investing. Currently, I'm looking at a lot of different real estate deals, buying property, but you can also open up a brokerage account. I open up a brokerage account and I'm investing in low cost index funds like Vanguard. And then you can also put your money in some fun investments. Like I have friends that invest in Bitcoin and other things. So the way that I save and invest is going through these six things. One, creating an emergency fund. Two, matching up to my employer 401k. Three, maxing out a traditional or a Roth IRA. Four, making sure I max out my employer 401k. Five is an HSA. And then six is the fun part where I'm investing in real estate and also brokerage accounts. This week's book of the week is Tribe of Mentors by Tim Ferriss, which just came out a few months ago. And in this book, Tim Ferriss interviews hundreds of entrepreneurs, of athletes, lots of people who have had great success. And he asks them a lot of questions and secrets of their success, and they're able to share that. Some of my favorites, surprisingly, in this book is by Terry Crews, the actor and former athlete. He talks about a lot about the motivation it takes and the determination to do what he's done in his career. Another awesome one is by Eddie Cohn, the famous powerlifter and strongman. He talks about that in his training sessions. He never missed a single lift because he was so planned and always knew what he was going to be doing. So this is a phenomenal book, and I would recommend it to everyone. Well, that's it for today's episode. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to comment and let me know if you guys have any other questions or if there's any other topics you'd like to see in the future. Also, go ahead and follow me over on Instagram at David Favreau. See you guys next week.